Why are you crazy? I'll go first. I'm crazy because in 2016, before the election, like June 2016, I was working at a hotel chasing my bag being $12 an hour. And there was like a right wing conference that rented out the hotel. So naturally, I was hiding in a planter listening to their plans. What else would I be doing? And I listened to them go through their plan to overturn Roe v. Wade. And the real killer for me there is that they were ahead of schedule. They said, "We're so happy that our timeline is getting pushed up. We thought it was going to take," I think they said that their original goal was 2030, and they felt like they were going to be able to do it sooner because of. And then a bunch of the right wingers at the conference were like, "I really don't like," I feel like, because a lot of them were very like Christian traditionalists, so they didn't like that, like, he had been divorced multiple times, like they just didn't like his vibe. And then like the people in charge of the conference were like, "We know, but our whole movement is like focused on us working together, so like you got to get over it so that we can work together to achieve our goals." And I'm just sitting in the planter like, and I was so mad my phone died. I wanted to record them, even though that's illegal, I think, but my phone was dead. And then for like, that was like summer before the election, like June or July, I think. And then for like months, I was squawking about how they were going to overturn Roe v. Wade. And they're not going to do that. You're crazy. You're crazy. That's an amendment to the Constitution. They're not going to do that. You're crazy. You're crazy. And then they did. And I've had so many people reach out to me and be like, "I'm so sorry, you were so right." Because also keep in mind, I was born in 1998, so 2016 was the first election I voted in. And tons of the people that I grew up with were just voting Republican because their dad said it was good for the economy. And I was like, "Stupid little girl, open your eyes. They're going to overturn Roe versus Wade." And they were like, "No, they're not. They're not going to do that." And then they did. And that's why I'm crazy. Because then I keep saying, like, "Hey, this is going to happen. This is going to happen. This is going to happen." And still to this day, everyone's like, "That's not going to happen. They're not going to do that." And I'm like, "No, they are. They're planning on it. They're going to do it." And they're like, "No, they're not." And I'm like, "They are." And I keep saying, "They're going to do this." And then everyone looks at me and they're like, "They're not going to do that." And then they do it. And then everyone looks at me and, "Oh my God, you were right." And then the same people will then tell me I'm wrong later. And we've just been doing that for the last, like, what, 10 years?